Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Smackdown review. And this is the New Year's Day edition of Smackdown that I'm reviewing. This was a pre-taped show. This was pre-taped at the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I gotta say, this Smackdown, I thought it was a decent show. I really liked Smackdown tonight. And if you guys haven't checked out my previous video that I uploaded earlier today, I reviewed Bumblebee. So if you haven't checked out my review of that, definitely go check it out. Really loved the film, really enjoyed it. And in my opinion, it's the best Transformers film since, the first film, since the 2007 Transformers film. So definitely check out my review of Bumblebee. Also, my Monday Night Raw review. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. Sorry about that, but I was saying Monday Night Raw review that I reviewed last night. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. And also my top 5 favorite films of last year, 2018, is also up. So go check out those videos. But SmackDown opened up tonight with the New Day coming out. And we had Big E was dressed up as the New Year's baby, and Xavier says Kofi and Big E and himself will be participating in the Men's Royal Rumble match. And Kofi says because they are in the match, they have a chance to win and go on to WrestleMania and become the WWE Champion. Either one of them. And so Xavier says they could also challenge for the Universal Championship. And they take shots at Brock Lesnar saying, oh, because, we know Lesnar won't show up anyway. So they ended up taking shots at Lesnar. And Kofi says they are going to win the Rumble match. And Xavier says they spoke to their doctors the other day. And it was said that they should no longer, the doctor told them that they should no longer eat pancakes. And Kofi says his New Year's resolution is to buy a car. And, they start referencing Bumblebee, which just came out with John Cena. And Xavier says his New Year's resolution is to blind himself and to direct his children to safety. And from what I heard, that's making a reference to the Netflix film Bird Box, which I heard a lot of things from people. I saw a lot of people said that they liked it. A lot of people said that they hated it. So I didn't really know what this film was until people started talking about it on social media. And then, we had a match. Like that segment ended with the New Day, which, was decent. And then we had a rematch from last week. Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy. Just like we saw this last week. It was a decent match between the both of them. Back and forth between them. Samoa Joe ended up winning the match. He ended up winning with the Coquina Clutch to Jeff Hardy. It was the second Coquina Clutch that he hooked on Jeff Hardy, because the first time he hooked the Coquina Clutch on Jeff Hardy outside of the ring while the ref was making the 10 count. And then Samoa Joe went back into the ring and broke off the ref's 10 count. And the ref was counting to Jeff Hardy for the 10 count, and Jeff Hardy went back in. And that was when Joe ended up putting Jeff Hardy in the Coquina Clutch again and win the match. So Samoa Joe ends up winning. All in all, it was a decent match, and it didn't end just like last week, where it ended in a disqualification, because Jeff Hardy was beating the hell out of Joe. So that was that. It was a decent match, like I said. Sorry about that, but I was saying it was a decent match between Joe and Jeff Hardy. Then we have Vince McMahon and Shane backstage. AJ Styles ends up walking in. He asks Vince and Shane if if they're really sure that they want to see him, or if Vince is sure that he wants to see Styles. And Styles says he likes to apologize for last week, but he won't. And he ends up telling Vince if he wants to see the real AJ Styles tonight, or right now. And so Shane tells his dad if he wants to see, the real AJ Styles. And Vince says he sure does. So Shane ends up telling Vince to be careful what he wishes for. And pretty much that's how the segment ended. But it was a decent backstage segment. And then we had Kayla Braxton. She was interviewing Rusev about his United States Championship win. And Rusev says it was the greatest Rusev day of them all when he won the United States Championship last week. And so Kayla Braxton ends up telling Rusev, how well does this title reign, match with then Nakamura. And so Rusev says his reign will be long, and he will defend it against any opponent. And he makes a statement saying that he pledges his allegiance to the United States Championship, and it is Rusev USA. And so he leads a whole chant of Rusev USA. Then Shinsuke Nakamura comes from behind, takes down Rusev. Lana jumps on Nakamura's back, trying to get Nakamura off of Rusev. Rusev comes in and Machka kicks Nakamura, and Nakamura lands back on Lana. So Rusev was checking in on Lana to see how she's all right. Then Nakamura hits Rusev with the knee, and then Nakamura sets it up, hits the Kinshasa to Rusev, and that's how it ended. That's how the segment ended. But it was a decent segment, an interview with Rusev. Then we had Naomi versus Sonya Deville. And this was originally supposed to be Naomi versus Mandy Rose, but they did a little bait and switch. And Mandy Rose was in the ring. She ends up taking off her shirt, and it's revealed to be the Jimmy and Jay Uso's shirt. And then it led to Sonya Deville taking down Naomi from behind. Then the match got underway. Which the match itself, it was okay. It was your typical women's match. And towards the end of the match, Mandy Rose gets on the mic saying to Naomi that, when she was getting ready, she couldn't help but think of Jimmy. And she ends up telling Naomi that she sent him a selfie of her. And it's revealed on the Titantron. It was a selfie of Mandy Rose, and her, she was in a towel. And that led to Sonya Deville end up, taking over the match, laying her finisher, and pinning Naomi. So Sonya Deville ends up winning the match. But the match itself, it was okay. It was your typical women's match. Then we had Randy Orton. It was all 5 guys who were in the Fatal 5-Way match. Whoever was that Fatal 5-Way match tonight will get to take on Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And so we had Randy Orton ends up cutting a promo saying after he wins the Fatal 5-Way match, the WWE Universe will know him as RKO. And Rey Mysterio ends up cutting a promo saying he proved to Randy Orton, that he can't be pushed around. And tonight he's going to show that he came back to WWE to become champion once again. Mustafa Ali ends up cutting a promo saying that he used to be the heart of the cruiserweights. That was true. When he was on 205 Live, he was pretty much the highlight whenever he was in a match. And he ends up saying he wants now to be the heart of SmackDown. Then when SmackDown came back from the commercial, we had Samoa Joe cut his promo saying that, he showed Jeff Hardy he was telling the truth all along. And when he wins tonight, he's going to win the Royal Rumble and the WWE Championship. And he's going to push men like Jeff Hardy deeper into madness and jealousy. So that's what Samoa Joe said in his promo. And the Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy match, it was for, the last member to be in the Fatal 5-Way match. So Samoa Joe, like I said, won that. And then we had John Cena returning. John Cena comes out. And he ends up thanking Pittsburgh for the pops, for all the cheers. And he ends up saying, it's been one hell of a year. And he goes on to say that he bought a ticket to WrestleMania. And that his personal life played out in front of the world. He even wrote a children's book. He said he got to live in China. And he says, through it all, he could float like a butterfly and sting like a bumblebee. You all get it. Because, of course, he was in the film. And he says, why is he here at SmackDown? And Cena says he doesn't have a reason. And that some man is going to walk down and say that, that Cena is a part-time, Hollywood wannabe. So he asks any man to come out and walk down. So it was that. And Becky Lynch comes out. And it was really shocked. It was very shocking. Didn't expect Becky Lynch to come out though, but unfortunately it was spoiled on social media. So Becky Lynch comes out, says to Cena, how does it feel that he was expecting a man to come out, but he wasn't suspecting the man known as her? And so Becky tells Cena that in 2018 she wasn't, aiming for Charlotte, but aiming for him. She goes on to say Cena was on the marquee for 16 years. And Becky says there is another person to step up for that. And that is her. And she goes to say to Cena that if he has a problem, Nikki would be the only one. Nikki would not be the only one to drop him this year. So, and then out came Andrade, Cien, Almas, and Zelina Vega. Zelina's on the mic, and she says that that Cena and Becky are both champions, but they are former champions. And Zelina says all she sees is an older face in Cena, and in Becky, she sees a broken face, referencing to when Nia, broke, when Nia punched, Becky. And so Zelina says in 2019, which is this year, 2019 will be the year for Tranquillo, for her and Andrade Cien Almas. And I hope it is. I hope this 2019 will be Andrade's year. Hopefully he carries some gold around his waist, because he deserves it. And so Cena says to Zelina that Becky could kick her teeth down her throat. And so he issues a challenge, and that is to have a mixed tag team match with him and Becky teaming up to take on Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. And so that's how the segment ended, but really enjoyable segment with John Cena and Becky Lynch. And so the match got underway when SmackDown came back from the commercial. It was John Cena and Becky Lynch versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. Mixed tag team match. And this was a decent match. Never would I've ever seen John Cena and Becky Lynch teaming up. And apparently, it was a dream match for John Cena and Andrade Cien Almas. And that was pretty cool to see. And at points, at one point you had Cena taking down Andrade, doing You Can't See Me, 5-knuckle shuffle, AA, and then he hit that stupid punch that he does, which I forgot the name of the punch that Corey Graves always calls it. I know I said it one time, but forgot it now. But John Cena was going for the pin, but Becky comes in, tosses Cena out, and that led to Becky Lynch ended up applying the disarmor to Zelina Vega. Zelina ended up tapping out. And so John Cena and Becky Lynch win the match. Once again, another loss for Andrade Cien Almas. And then he had after the match, John Cena wanted Becky to shake his hand, and then Becky tries to go and shake Cena's hand, but then she does the You Can't See Me to Cena, which was funny. But like I said, I keep loving this Becky Lynch. Really am. But all in all, it was a decent mixed tag team match. Then we had The Miz coming in to see Shane, and he thanks Shane for giving him a chance, after last week. And Miz goes on to say he hopes that he didn't embarrass himself. And Shane ends up telling Miz that he's got so much that Shane says to Miz that he's got so much things going on. And Miz was like, "Oh, you're not backing away out of this, right?" And Shane goes on to say to Miz that, they both are still, a team. And so Miz ends up showing Shane the style that Miz ends up showing Shane the style that, he and Shane should look like. And, it was on a board, and it showed, Miz and Shane, dressed up, like each other, with the black jacket. And Shane takes a look at that, and he goes, "It looks like the Matrix." And so Miz ends up showing another picture on the board with him and Shane, like a red coat. And then it shows, another side where, it's Miz and, Shane with abs, just, abs. So, it was just that. It was just Miz trying to get, Shane to dress, exactly like him. So, I mean, it was pretty funny. Then we had, the coming to WWE thing that they keep on advertising. They keep pushing, with Lars Sullivan, Lacey Evans, Heavy Machinery, Nikki Cross, and Lacey Evans and EC3. So we had that again. Then after that, Asuka was shown backstage with the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Triple H ends up coming in to congratulate her. Triple H says, since the Royal Rumble is coming up, he wants to know who Asuka thinks deserves a shot. No, who Asuka thinks deserves a shot against, her for the title. And Asuka says she'll fight any opponent that she's given, and it doesn't matter because no one's ready for her. And so we got Charlotte coming in and says if it wasn't for Ronda, she'd be standing there, and so she should have the opportunity. We all know WWE likes to give Charlotte opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for no reason, because she's a Flair. That's why. And so Carmella ends up rolling up and says she beat both of them twice, so she deserves the opportunity. And Becky Lynch comes in and she says, there's only one option for Asuka. Her. Meaning Becky Lynch. And so Triple H says they all have good points, and it will take her under advisement and let them know when they make a decision. So I guess we're going to get a triple threat to see who's going to challenge Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's going to be a triple threat. It's possibly going to happen next week. So yeah, triple threat is coming. Then we had the main event. AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. Fatal 5-way match. Whoever wins gets to face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. And this was a good Fatal 5-way match. This was a good main event. Very entertaining. High flyers here, with Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali, and Styles. And Samoa Joe ended up slinging AJ into the announce table, and the announce table ended up breaking. And Rey Mysterio also very entertaining at at what he does. But AJ Styles ended up winning the match, ended up hitting the 450 splash on Randy Orton to score the win. And so now again, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan once again. So yeah, AJ Styles is going to face Daniel Bryan once again. But all in all, it was a good match. It was a good Fatal 5-way. Good main event. So yeah, so that was SmackDown tonight. Like I said, it was a decent SmackDown. So yes, anyways, that's it for my SmackDown review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review, and definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing another video. I'm going to be doing my top 10 most anticipated films for this year, for 2019. So that video is going to be coming up tomorrow. So until that video, I will see you all tomorrow.